Hey guys, Ben with Snarky Sayings. Today I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to put together our new orc can terrain. This goes really well with our new orc terrain that we've been putting out. I'm going to show you what comes in this and the best way to put this together. So first off, I'm going to disassemble this one, just show you everything that comes in this. This one's just dry fitted right now, just for ease of use. As usual, I recommend to people to use either PVA glue or what I'm going to use today is super glue with a kicker just to speed up the process for the video. You can use either one. They both work great for MDF. A note about the cans. They need to be 3 of the same type, 12 fluid ounce cans. Just because different can manufacturers can be slightly different in height. I also recommend going ahead and pulling the tabs off and filling these with medium density spray foam about 3/4 of the way up to allow for expansion, and then go ahead and once it's dried, go ahead and trim it off. That helps with keeping the can terrain from tilting if you're bumping into the table a lot, because it adds weight to the bottom of it. So what you will receive are 4 plates. These plates have 2 that have holes in them. Those holes allow the cans to rest for the edges of them. This is the bottom one. It actually has lines and grooves to let you know that, hey, look, this is seen. This one says bottom up on it. This is the actual complete bottom all the way on the ground floor. And then you have a top one that's going to have some etchings into it. This is where you're going to place a few extra pieces on here. This creates depth as you're adding on. It doesn't have to be added in. It just makes it look a little bit better. If you don't want to have that, you don't have to glue these on. On top of those 4 pieces, you're going to go ahead and have a side piece or front, and you'll have 2 of those. You'll notice if you line them up together, when you butt them together, they are slightly off. There's a little bit of a difference. This is to kind of help you align it up when you're putting this together. You also have 2 pieces here. These are the exact same in how if you put them together, you'll notice there's a notch on either end. That notch helps you put it in the right spot. Then you will have 8 straps. The line goes on the outside. We made this kind of look like a piece of steel. That way it looks rusted metal because it's orcs. On top of those pieces, you will have 3 pieces inside of them. Pardon me. These are the ones where you would lay the etching on. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing with the top piece. That's the one that has the etching. All you have to do for this is align this piece here. Like I said, it matches up to the etching. You just want to match it up, and if it's slightly off, it's orc terrain, so it's perfectly fine even if it's not matched up. So I'm going to go ahead and put a dab of glue on all 3. One of the cool things about using super glue and a kicker is that you can go ahead and spray where you want it to go, so when you set it down, the glue side, it actually will seal and get right underneath it. You get a little bit of time, but once you start putting pressure on it and letting go, it will be completely glued. If you're going ahead and using regular PVA glue, what I would recommend is setting these, then going ahead and putting a little bit of weight on it and allowing that to dry, just like you would any other kind of project. Make sure real quick. Okay. Next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to grab the piece that'll go underneath it. And this says, like I said, top up. And we will align this so that it goes along the edge like that. So all the pieces line up. Just like that. And if you're using PVA glue, I would just say put a couple books on it, maybe some old codexes. So that's our top piece. So we got that done. Next, we're going to go ahead and get our bottom two pieces together. We're just going to line them up just to make sure we get them lined up on this and know where they're at. I'm going to go ahead and flip my top piece over. The cans, I would recommend spray painting first. That way you can make sure you don't have any dead voids. And then you could go ahead and put the rest of it together and then spray it afterwards. It's a little harder to reach in there once the straps are on. So for the straps, the line side out. And what I like to do is I like to go ahead and just add a little bit of glue into each hole, like that. So I added the glue into the hole, so when I set these straps down in it, it'll have a good place to seat it, and you know that you got the glue down in there. Now, you can glue the inside of the can. You can actually leave it without having it being glued in there either. It doesn't matter. It holds it in pretty tight. I also have seen people use PVA glue, and you can also use hot glue. It works pretty well. So now that that's on there, and like I said, once my cans are sprayed on top of that, you're going to go ahead and take this piece, you're going to flip it over, and the holes are easier to align. I think I can show you that pretty quick. So we're going to line up all of our straps. Start pressing in the ends. Nice thing is with using super glue, so I can kind of do this, add a little bit there, and it'll leak down into the sides and the crevices. You don't have to actually glue this bottom piece, because once we glue our other piece on there, it'll actually stay really well. So just like that, I'm going to add a little bit in between. Now, I am going to go ahead and show you how that sets, just like that. And we're going to line everything up. There we go. Spin around just to make sure we got everything lined up. light pressure. And she's glued. Now, the two sides and the two fronts that we have here, we're going to dry fit first, just because, like I said, they are different. And if we look at them, we want to make sure that all the etching goes on the outside. So I'm going to dry fit these real quick. Just like that. Just like that. So you notice that the corner comes together. There's a little bit of gap, but when we glue it, it'll actually go away. But that's how it'll go together. So I just go ahead and do it this way, just to make it easier on myself. I run a bead of glue just down the edge of it here, and then I put one just on the front side of it. Just like this. Okay. Then for the long edge, same thing. I'm going to run a little bit of bead of glue here. Just like that. I'm also going to go ahead and right here where the contact point is at, I'm going to go ahead and glue that too, just to make sure it's really nice and tight. We don't have any gaps. And I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of accelerant, just like so. Put a little bit of pressure on it just to keep it down. So, repeating the process. Last side. If you have any problems with this, reach out to us. We're more than happy to help if you have some difficulty or need a little more instruction. And guys, if you paint one of these up and want to send us a picture, we love getting feedback on them. If you also have an idea for some terrain that you're really looking for, you know, we really like having people talk about our terrain. We've been featured on a couple podcasts now, and also on some streams for some larger 40K tournaments. But if you're looking for, you know, any sort of 28 millimeter terrain, and you want something specific, let us know. You know, we do also do some custom work. We really try and strive to have both functional terrain and terrain that looks really good. So any help is always appreciated. We do like feedback on it. We try our best to make everybody not just a customer, but also another player. So we know that terrain is important for any game. So there you guys go. Like I said, paint your spray your cans first. I'm actually going to go ahead and hit these with some red. And actually add in a little bit of rust to mine just to give it that orc feel. Yellow's also a good one, but there you guys go. There's our new can terrain. Thanks, guys.